I do not like political correctness.
Political correctness.
Did you vote today?
Yes, I voted today.
Who'd you vote for?
Trump.
Why are you supporting Trump?
Because he's the one that's going to save our country, turn things around.
Save our country from what?
From terrorism, closing the borders.
The number one thing he speaks to me is the issue that he introduced, and that is sealing the borders of our country.
Let's say Donald Trump gets elected, he's in office for 4 years. If he don't do anything but close the border with Mexico, that will increase the level of security in the United States tremendously. If we don't get control of our borders, we're going to have domestic civil war in this country. We're going to have terrorism, people blowing up buses and things like that and killing people.
Supposedly, Donald Trump had said the flag needs to be put in a museum. But you show me a politician that has not said that.
They exploited and manipulated a preconceived plan of ethnic cleansing and political repression against us that had been brewing for years.
So they're trying to ethnically cleanse white people?
Well, sure they are. Won't you wake up?
There's an effort to ethnically cleanse white people?
Oh, yes, certainly there is.
Well, give me examples.
Well, there are two bills now in the legislature to demolish or remove every Confederate monument on the State House grounds.
So that's a threat to you being alive?
That's a threat to the whole culture.
I'm asking about Donald Trump. Do you think he is going to put a stop to what you say is white ethnic cleansing?
Listen to Hillary and Bernie.
I'm listening. Talk to me.
Well, what is she saying? Systemic racism, systemic racism.
You don't think there's systemic racism in America?
Well, if there is, it's usually against all the college professors who are white conservatives who have been fired from their jobs.
You don't think he is generalizing when he says Mexican immigrants are rapists, drug lords? When he says we need a temporary ban on Muslims?
He said, I imagine you got some good people coming over here. He said, but the government was sending the rapists and the drug dealers over here.
All you got to do is look around, you look at the news and see the threat, and it's that simple. But
From Mexico?
everywhere, all the borders need to be protected.
Do you agree with Donald Trump that President Obama was not born in America?
I don't know where he was born. He could have been born in Kenya. He could have been born in Indonesia, Hawaii. Supposedly the hospital on the birth certificate doesn't exist, or it wasn't open then. The purpose of today is the commemoration of the burning of Columbia, February the 17th, 1865.
Do you understand why this flag is offensive to African Americans?
Well, they really don't know the history.
Can you see this is very painful and offensive to African Americans?
I really don't see that. I think that they've been told that. And
Been told that by who?
by the mass media. I think they've been virtually brainwashed, and the NAACP.
What am I missing? Because you say this doesn't stand for slavery and this doesn't stand for oppressing black people.
When I read in history, it was about the North, the federal government coming down and telling people in the South what they should and shouldn't do, and the South succeeded.
South Carolina seceded because they opposed the election of Lincoln.
We can't let those people who have come from a war-racked country, 5 years of civil war, we don't know what's in their heads. I mean, they've seen people shot down in the street and murdered and everything else. They're prime candidates to get here and become criminals. When you say that a crime against a homosexual person also should have hate crimes added to it, but a crime against a heterosexual, they only prosecute you for the crime, you've already elevated the homosexual person above the heterosexual person.
Because they're a minority that was persecuted specifically for that reason.
Yeah, but we live in a democracy. Everybody's supposed to be the same. Everybody's supposed to be equal. What you're trying to say is that LGBT people and homosexuals and whatnot ought to be more.
He knows what needs to be done.
What needs to be done?
Well, like he said, make America great again. In Dixieland, I'll take my stand to live and die in Dixie. Away, away, away down south in Dixie.